Morning, everyone. Welcome to another This Might Hurt. It is Friday. We have made it through the week. Yeah. Definitely ready for the weekend on my side. I have a bunch of stuff to do this weekend, but yeah. Productive, energizing things, right? I don't really have a lot to say this morning. I don't know. It's very strange. Just kind of being introspective, I guess, quiet and analyzing and all the things, right? But let's get the energies for today. Energies for today. The world, ending of a cycle. I hope so. So the only way to end the cycles, right, is to take one step outside of the cycle and do something different. And I'm kind of learning that even if it's not an evolutionary step, it's still a step outside the cycle. So that whatever cycle you have been stuck in that has been repeating is apt to end and is ending. And starting to see that, right? And when we can notice the end of that cycle, then now we can sit back and reflect and see where we could have done things better, right? That's what I always do anyway. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to, but I always, and I teach my clients that too, right? Like, how could I have done that better is the question I always ask at the end of any situation. So that self-awareness, that introspection, and knowing that although it wasn't done any other way, so it couldn't have been done any other way, doesn't mean it couldn't be done any other way. Interesting. To the Emperor, and that's that Emperor energy, right? So the knowing that that even though we did the best we could with what we had, we have more tools now, so we can do better. And there's no reason for us to continue to do things the way they've always been done, right? His hand is on the globe. And if you think about it, in the Two of Wands, the globe is in his hands, like the whole world is in his hands. So we are still in the Two of Wands deck and energy for a few more days at least. And having that world in your hands just means knowing I can control my emotions. I can control my reactions. I can control my actions. And that is true leadership, right? That is true leadership. Being able to reflect and correct, right? Just because it was effective in the past doesn't mean it's effective in the future. And understanding that, right? I like that energy. I love that energy for us. So ending of cycles, leadership, and look at that. We got the sun. Happy, happy, happy. I don't know what else to say about the sun. You know, it's just happy as children and puppies, right? They, interestingly, children and puppies, and children, they do have a memory, but it's not very long, right? If you think about it, have you ever seen two little kids fight? They could be like, crazy, I hate you, I'm never going to talk to you again, blah, 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 and then 5 minutes later they're hugging, right? They just have a very short memory for conflict, and they're not carrying all the trauma, right? They're not carrying all the things, especially as infants. And puppies, I'm not saying they don't carry trauma. I'm saying that when we look at it in this card, it's those that don't, right? It's the happy puppy. It's the happy child who are cared for in a proper way that can then reflect that energy back to the world. But obviously a puppy or a child that's abused can't do that, right? There's dogs in the world that have been abused that are just never going to be this happy little puppy. They're going to be traumatized, and same with children, and that's how we get traumatized adults, right? But we don't excuse that behavior. We understand it and we correct it, right? We don't expect the world to correct it for us, to bow to us, right? We have to do our own healing. Whatever happened to us isn't our fault, but healing from it is our responsibility. And when we do that, we take our power back, right? We take our power back. And then the Nine of Wands. So putting up the new boundaries, right? Knowing that if I put these boundaries up, I get to write my own story and you don't get to author it with me. You were a chapter, you're not the book. And knowing that and reflecting. He looks very introspective, right? Journaling. Understanding why things happened the way they happened, why he reacted the way he reacted, and how could I have done this better, right? Those people that ask, well, I don't see how I could have done it any better or any different. They're not introspective. They're not self-aware. They're thinking that it's my way or the highway. And it's just not an evolutionary path, if you will. What's the advice for today? Queen of Swords. I like that energy for us. The thoughts, the words, the everything, they're all making sense. All of this is kind of making sense with the introspection, right? But the Queen of Swords being the stability, right? Nurture, abundance, speaking things into existence, thinking about things in a healthy way, and not, being open to receiving the information. And she's not gripping that sword so tight that she's ready to use it, but it's there if she needs it, right? This is like we were talking the other day about that Kali energy. And I don't necessarily need to use it all the time, but I know I can if I need to, right? That's the defense mechanism that I know is there that will be used if it's necessary. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. Strength in reverse, maybe some more dysregulation, right? Might get worse before it gets better, and that's okay. And this might be you, this might be someone else. Doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, the dysregulated states are what give us the appreciation for the regulated states, right? It's not all about being calm all the time, because that's a form of dysregulation. Somebody who can't experience or let themselves feel the intensity of emotion on either side is in a constant state of freeze, right? And that's not healthy. Being calm all the time, not healthy. We have to be able to experience the what's the word I'm looking for? Range of emotions and the range of intensities that the humans, that's what we came here to learn. So we came here to experience, guys. Like what else was the plan when we came down from heaven or from the afterworld or from the universe or whatever world, whatever words you want to say, whatever world you came from, whatever word you want to use there. We came here to experience contrast. We came here to experience duality, right? We came from a world of unity. We came here to experience duality and then to remember unity. And experiencing duality is something that we have to do on all of the extremes, right? We can't know the middle. We can't know the unity. We can't know the balance until we have experienced all of the extremes on either side of it, right? Yeah, something's going on outside. So I'm going to go ahead and end it there. You guys take care, and we'll chat tomorrow.